So this is my book review of Life Without Ed. Overall, I really got a lot out of the book. It's really a good resource for people that have an eating disorder, or if your loved one has an eating disorder. If you read this, you can really get into the mind of someone that has an eating disorder. And you can really help yourself learn how to separate yourself from your eating disorder. For instance, one of the sections that really spoke to me was, so I was having a hard time giving up my scale to my treatment team because I have an eating disorder. And my treatment team had been urging me to give them my scale, and then I finally got to the chapter in the book where they talk about giving up the scale, and it really spoke to me. And I was like, you know what? If Jenny can do it, I can do it. My mom is actually going to read this book now that I'm done with it, and then she and I are going to discuss it, and we're going to discuss ways that this book has helped recovery. In this book, Jenny and her therapist, Tom, talk about separating yourself from the eating disorder. So, in other words, personifying the eating disorder, that Ed is someone that's like an abusive boyfriend, and you need to divorce yourself from them in order to fully get access to your recovery. The book is split into sections. The sections are not very long. They're very easy to read. And like I said, it really dives deep into the mind of someone with an eating disorder. So you really get a feel for how, especially if you're also suffering with an eating disorder, you get somebody who's been through it. You know that this person knows what it's like. You don't need to explain the eating disorder, because this whole book is about how to enter recovery and how to say goodbye to your eating disorder. Overall, a really great book, a really great resource. Jenny includes resources in the back of the book for getting help. So if you need eating disorder help, you can get help. Overall, I recommend this book to anyone that has an eating disorder or has a loved one with an eating disorder. 10 out of 10, you need to read this book if you are looking to get into recovery. I recommend it. It's called Life Without Ed. Read it. You can mark it up if you want. But I have never read something that really captures what it's like to have an eating disorder other than this book. So I recommend it. Read it. One last thing that I wanted to add is they also talk about perfectionism in this book, and they divorce perfectionism from your own opinions like they did with Ed and call her Miss Perfectionism. And Miss Perfectionism is very self-critical. She's very hard on you. If you make a single mistake, she'll harass you and be like, oh, why did you do that? And as someone that really struggles with perfectionism, I've been in therapy, and we've talked about perfectionism in therapy and how it's not healthy, and how pushing yourself all the time to meet these lofty goals, never ending, never yielding, always having to meet these unattainable goals is not healthy. So that's another aspect of this book that they talk about, is perfectionism. I just wanted to add that in before the end of this video. Thank you for watching and taking the time out of your day to watch this. I appreciate you. Bye.